Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Last Mag podcast. I am your host Primal. In today's episode, we're not doing main video. We're doing predictions for today. I am saving the main podcast episode for when Payback and I sit down and podcast together because I want to literally break down the matches going through Major 3. I want to do a mid-season breakdown, like the full 9 yards. So, anyways, guys, let's crack on into predictions. And if you guys are new, I greatly appreciate it. If you guys could like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification button, drop a like on video. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are going into Major 3 for predictions and who you have winning. So let's begin. So starting off, Royal Ravens versus Jailmates. Now, Royal Ravens did make a change. They dropped Nero. They pick up Fire. And the last time Fire was in the league was back in Cold War. So it's been 5 years since we've ever seen Fire in the league. And when Fire was in the league, he was on the Paris team, and this was during the phase Cold War dominance era. So, or you could say this was when the phase trio was at their height of their power, really, or their best season ever. So, starting off, we have Jailmates versus Carolina. I'm going to go with Jailmates. I'll say 3-1. Could see this being a 3-0 just because Carolina's been struggling in scrims. I've seen some of the scrim VOD. It's like maybe Carolina gets a little tiny honeymoon phase, but 3-1. Oh, also, there is major map updates. So, yeah, there's some maps to really think about, like what our team's going to let through and all. So hold on a second. All right, sorry. So I fully pulled up my Excel spreadsheet. So in Hardpoint, Blackheart and Exposure are out, and in Search and Destroy, Colossus and Exposure are out. And the new maps that are in are Saki, Clifftown, and Gridlock for Hardpoint. However, Clifftown has been GA'd by the pros, and none of the teams are playing Clifftown. However, the league might change this, so we are just going to have to wait and see what happens. This will be interesting if it does get played, because the pros have been very adamant about not playing it. Now, for Overload, we have Den, Exposure, and Scar. And for Search and Destroy, we have Den, Raid, Scar, Plaza, Gridlock, and Fringe. Now, Fringe is a BO3 remaster or throwback map in a way. So, could I see Carolina taking the map? Yeah. It's like you take out Blackheart, Exposure, Colossus. Things get mixy, I feel, because Carolina can be. It's like I feel like Carolina just lost their best maps, like 2 out of 3. So it's going to be interesting. All right, next, Thieves versus Heretics. I'm going to say Game 5, but Thieves, they've just been. It's like if Abizi and Hydra cannot get things going or cannot get that chemistry clicking, then things might be in big doo-doo. Hold on a second. Okay. I'm going to go with Heretics just because I feel like Thieves are in. It's like I want to go. You know what? I'll go Thieves, but if Thieves throw, I have a very bad feeling about things, chat. I have a very bad feeling if Thieves start throwing away advantages and start teammating, not to mention if the hold on a second. Alright, just had to fix my chair. If Thieves throw teammates, throw advantages, and troll in Pickems and bans, we might see Heretics come out and beat the living snot out of Thieves, but who knows, chat? Who knows? Now each team is only playing 5 matches, so there will be some days where we might only have 2 weeks, 2 matches per day, I think, but I'll double check that. Okay, and for the final match of the night, we've got G2 versus Vancouver. I've got G2 taking this. I'll say game 4 just because Nero did get picked up by Vancouver. So I'll give Vancouver a map just in case they might have a honeymoon phase, but I still think G2's too strong to be dealt with. Yep. Okay. Yeah, not as you can see, the pick'ems for certain teams are low. However, the upset could be Heretics versus Thieves. So I'll just go Heretics for now, but if something changes, yeah. Alright, now Boston Breach versus FaZe. They did drop Snoopy and stuff for Afro. So this is where things get interesting. It's like FaZe is your major 2 champions against Boston. I just feel like FaZe is going to be stronger. I'll say 3-0 or 3-1. I'll go 3-1 just in case Breach tries to steal map and if FaZe tried to map pool test. But when I was watching Optic versus FaZe was in hard. However, their scrim set did end in a draw just because Mark wasn't feeling well and FaZe lagged out in map 4. So, yeah. Alright, next, Riyadh versus Koi. I'm going to go with a masterclass 3-1 in favor of Koi. Now, Falcons were supposed to do a roster change, but they did a role change of XNED to Flex, Kismet to the SMG, and Kismet has been fine. Oh, also, by the way, the meta is the MPC or the Uzi, not Uzi, or the MSMC, and the M15 for assault rifle wise. So, yeah, going to be an interesting lineup. I've got Koi taking this. Now, G2 versus Gelmates. This is definitely go game 5. I'm just going to say Gelmates takes this. I could see this being a 3-2 to G2, but I'll say Gelmates takes it. Now, Carolina versus Vancouver. I feel like this is a blowed up bowl in a revenge tour match for Nero versus his old org. I am going to go with Carolina, even though I think it might be a bit of a struggle, maybe a back and forth. I still think Carolina will finish out, but it could be a bit of a doozy. Now going into Sunday, we have Boston Breach versus Toronto Koi. I'm going to go with Toronto over Breach. I'll say 3-1 to Koi. Yeah. It's like Breach, I just feel like their chemistry is chalked a bit. Like, I don't know how they're going to win. Now, I'm going to say game 5, just in case FaZe map pool tests against Falcons, because when it comes to the minor one, FaZe already has the auto buy, so they could potentially map pool test going into it. Hold on a second. So FaZe could map pool test, but I've got FaZe in game 5 any which way you see it. And now, finally, Cloud9 versus Optic. This is Optic's first series back after taking back-to-back second places for this year. I'm going to say Optic slams Cloud9, gets a comfortable 3-0 in their books for start of Major 3. And that is going to end off the Major 3 Week 1 predictions. All right, guys, let me know who you got in the comment section below. I'll catch you all later. Peace out.